I'm Tony Houston. I work for Bryant University in Smithfield, Rhode Island. I'm an atheist and I'm openly secular. I came to atheism, I think probably the seed was planted when my fifth grade teacher told the class, and he was very brave, I think, doing this. He told the class that if you were brought up in another religion, you would be just as certain. I think the very last thing I hung on to was like the world was just too marvelous to have happened randomly. But then I progressed intellectually after the fifth grade, and so I eventually let go of that. Well, I sort of gravitated out of religion by way of more, I guess, humanistic religion. I didn't think so. In fact, I was asked that question by someone who was writing a book about discrimination, and I couldn't think of an example, but afterwards I thought of a job that I had early in my career where I got in some political hot water over something you would never expect to get into hot water over, which was a textbook choice. And the objections to the textbook were not at all about the pedagogy. They were about ideology. They were about certain passages in the book that were offensive to some of the Catholics in the area and who were TAs. And as a result of that, I ended up not being successful at that job. I think of myself as a humanist because it affirms what I do believe in, as opposed to atheism just being about what I don't believe in. For me, humanism is about, well, since there is no God, then you're sort of liberated from this idea that, you know, the material world is dirty and sinful, and you're really free to, you know, to not be ashamed just to be human. And I think that's what humanism is about to me, because religion is, if you think about it, it's pretty anti-human. It teaches you to be ashamed of your body, that material experience is corrupting. And so I see that as an affirmation of human worth. I think there are a lot of people in religious community who are just going through the motions, and I think it's because they feel this social pressure to conform. And, you know, when people are critical of atheists for, you know, being too, I don't know, blasphemous, they're not really thinking about those people who are in hiding and all this social pressure to conform, and that religion really is coercive. And that's where I think the harm in religion is. I think it's fundamentally authoritarian because there are these sacred things, and sacred means you can't say anything negative about them.